Hey, what up, everyone? Just give me a second here. Let me post the chat link on the stream. Right, so um, join us in the chat. Okay, let's get going. So, hey, what's up? Who's that? Can't see you. So there is a link that I just shared in the comments. If you click on that, you can join the chat so that we can actually see who is commenting, right? Otherwise we pretty much see like Facebook user here, right? So okay. Hey everyone. Right. Thanks for being here today on Decisive Learnings. I'm Henry Ho, and I'm an entrepreneur, digital marketer, and most importantly, a software enthusiast. And to be honest, today's topic is a little bit different, right? Today I have Hari Kunduru. He's the founder of Zoptiks. Um, Zoptiks is a virtual field trip platform, right, full of educational adventures, 4K to 8 students. So they've got I've shared some videos in there. Yeah, right. So Henry is a LTD addict. Right. So Zoptics has these like holograms. They've got VR. But of course, I'm not the best person to share them with you. Hari is probably the better person to tell you what it is about. I had some fun with it. I think last week. Because Hari actually walked me through a little bit about what Zoptics is, and which is why I thought I think this is very interesting because this will be awesome for my kid, right? And I think that for a lot of parents out there, I think this will be great because it helps your kids to really be curious about all these things around them, and they can learn better, I would say, right? Because it's a fun learning experience, so no longer like sitting in a classroom and learning about stuff, right? So let me bring on Hari here. Hey, hey, Hari,
Hey,
how's it going?
Henry, thank you so much for the awesome intro. And thank you to the audience for being here and spending the time with us. I'm Hari. I'm the founder of Zoptics, and I've been working on Zoptics for a while. Henry, if you could bring up our slideshow and we can just get started.
Sure,
But more
sure.
than just working on Zoptics, I'm actually also an LTD addict. I have probably bought about 200 LTDs off of Appsumo. Always been a fan. Lots of LTDs built into the back end of Zoptics, and we run on LTD Mania here as a business. So very excited to bring this to you guys. Awesome group, Henry. And I actually use my LTDs because of the conversations we have in the group, and I'm excited to really present Zoptics to you guys here to see if we have a really good fit for you guys. Um, so what is Zoptics, right? Well, I actually founded Zoptics in 2017. The original concept was a Zoom app, but now we make virtual field trips for teachers, people, homeschoolers, parents. Um, as you can see, it's an app, and I'm going to walk you through a short 30-second ad that just blasts you through all of our big features and gets you hyped up. So as you can see, we're all about modern virtual field trips, and I'm pretty sure that ad was lagging a little bit because of the stream, but that's okay. Who are we? Well, I'm Hari. I actually live in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Our company is based
Sorry,
in
Hari.
Ohio.
Was your slide supposed to have some audio that was running, just in case we
The ad,
yeah.
yeah, there should have been like some background music to it, but
Okay, I think we didn't hear that because just in case because you're going to be demoing some of the virtual field trips and stuff like that, in case we are not hearing your audio.
oh. So I heard the audio on mine. I'm not sure if it went to the stream, but I'll just talk to through the rest of them next time. But
Sure.
thanks for bringing that up. Um, you know, I've always been a huge proponent of education, but you can't let education get in the way of learning. And this is my 2012 high school yearbook. Dashing young guy there, but my school yearbook quote was, "Don't let education get in the way of learning." And that's the foundation that we're building Zoptiks on, right? School, I mean, we're all adults here. School doesn't exactly set you up for the real world sometimes. And sometimes you have to go that creative extra step to become someone that brings real value into the world. And sometimes the routine factory-esque nature of school doesn't help you. Um, we are actually we got into AWS's Ed Start program last week. So they're helping fund our server costs and reaching out to the EdTech community. Um, we're FERPA compliant, GDPR, COPA, CCPA, and we're also a student privacy pledge signatory. So basically, your data is safe with us. We take extra steps to make sure your children are safe on our platform, and we don't actually just sell your data, especially your children's data. So we remain compliant, and our major customer is schools and teachers. So we make sure we're compliant with American policies. Um, and what are old field trips, right? Like old field trips or old virtual field trips are just either videos, your typical YouTube videos that are made in the 1990s, super boring, slideshows. Just isn't that just another lesson? Like, is a slideshow a virtual field trip really? Or they're live streams where it's like, hey, someone actually goes out to the place and live streams them walking through everything. And those are all great, but are your children really learning, or are they just watching TV, right? So that's the difference that we're trying to um, you know kind of surpass, I would say. Because you can see here in the picture, they got 30 kids in a room watching one screen. That's just like watching TV to me. That's what it seems like. Um, so what makes our virtual field trip so much more different, right? And here's one of our trailers. We have trailers for all our virtual field trips. They're all high quality. Um, so our first one, the African Safari, as you can see, it's very high quality footage. We actually have a production company that works with us to make real. It's interactive, all kind of guided. We have 4D holograms, and I'll go into this deeper, but we literally transform your space wherever you are with the app and bring animals and various themes into it. Workbooks to, get your hands on, creative with it. Google Earth to leverage that satellite perspective, go there, work with this new technology, and we work with teachers to make this. The educational stuff, I'm not really the one making it. We have a full team of teachers that are professionally trained in educational content. Um, and as we mentioned, it's safe for kids. It's tech friendly and accessible. So whether you do have a compatible device or not, we can make that work for you. Um, and yeah, and I know that was really fast, but I will go through every little everything in more detail in a few seconds. Um, so the first step, right? Immersive 360 VR videos or 2D educational interactive videos. What's the difference? So for our ancient Romans, we work with different sources. Sometimes we pull the footage from video games, and we use that to kind of immerse you in that area. Same thing with like the human body. We're taking video, leveraging that, and working with those developers or making our own to kind of take us to the new step, so they have that crazy experience. So whether you're going inside, going to Rome and Greece, or I skipped ahead, or you're going to the farm, or going inside a human body and exploring a person's nose, it's kind of a surreal experience that we provide that not many other people can. So let me skip to the next slide. Our holograms are our highlight. Trip has at least 10, sometimes more, and you can project it. And our kids love taking pictures with it. And you can see that's an astronaut. We have a triceratops. That's not even Triceratops. That's I should know the name of that dinosaur, but I don't. Ankylosaurus. You can have mummies for our ancient Egypt field trip, so you can like dance with it. Or if we want to get more a little bit more complicated and a little bit more scientific, right? We have um, stuff like our human this if it'll play. Of course it is. Um, 1 second. Sorry, guys. So as you can see, we have an eyeball there where we're breaking it up into 4 different segments so you can understand that in a totally different dimension. And you can lay out, hey, this is the cornea, this is the retina, this is the iris. And you can explore things in a completely different way and really just get up and
Oh,
moving, right? Like instead of just sitting down, you're up, you're about, you're going around the eye in 4D and you're actually exploring. And
yeah,
your
that's
blood flows better
actually
and you
very
do your
interesting. Yeah,
huh?
Hari, I just want to cut in a little bit. Right, I think that's actually very interesting, right? Being able to sort of splice the eyeball into like different layers so people can understand, like maybe if it's like we understanding like the human body, the skin, the different layers, I
Hmm.
think that's really insightful for kids,
Yeah,
right?
and even let me show you one of our sample ones because if that's interesting, this is each of our field trips on the sales page has a demo, but this is the human heart. You can see that it's beating, going lub dub lub dub. You can see the different atrials, you can see the different compartments, and compared to when I studied biology in school, took anatomy and stuff. If I had something like this, I think I would have visualized everything a lot better. And I think Henry, you just hit that point because it's a different perspective, right? Um, yeah. Are we still here?
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
okay.
Just that
Sorry.
I turned myself off so that people can see the screen better because you were showing the eyeball one, right, which was at the bottom right. Because they don't
Oh,
want to
gotcha. My bad.
block this.
I
Yeah.
don't actually see. I see like you and like the restream. So that's
Yeah.
okay. Anyways,
No problem.
um, but we have lots of exploration stations. So we typically use Google Earth as we can, but sometimes if it's like the inside of the human body one, we don't have those. But like for that one, we'll use like diseases. So discover the bubonic plague, how it spread. We're trying to work on a COVID-19 one, but we're living through that right now, so it's a little bit harder. Um, but with this example, which is ancient Egypt, you can literally go to the pyramids in stunning quality and look at it and explore how it really is there today. Of course, we're not going to take you back to ancient Egypt per se, but our video does. Our graphics animated video, gives you a rendition of what ancient Egypt could have looked like. And in fact, the actual immersive video for that is a daily life in the ancient Egyptian. So it takes you through that entire process. Um, all of our content, our educational content, is aligned with national American education standards and to some extent international. So we follow Common Core. We have next generation science standards and social studies standards. We have 3 awesome educators on our team. Dr. Sandra, she has a PhD in education, 25 years experience. Melissa and Jessica, awesome, great teachers focusing on K-8 education, all American. They've worked with teachers or students and kids day in and day out, and they're some of the best of the breed, I'd say. So, what kind of education content do we provide? Right. So we have plug and play guides. So if you're a teacher, you can take our slideshows, and copy them into your Google Drive. Everything is integrated with Google Apps, and just plug and play. So you have your lesson plan for the day, and then you have your exploration stations with your 4D holograms. And if you are a homeschooler or a parent, then you can just use this as kind of a guide. And we're going to come out with interactive ebooks to make everything work. But as you can see here, we have principles as well. So you can print out the worksheet for you to work on. Maybe you can spread out a one field trip throughout the entire week and just drip feed things. Or you want to do the full day, that's fine as well. Um, We have KWL, so we can analyze what is going on, how people are learning. We have dynamic trivia quizzes. So each quiz you might have like 25 questions, but it'll get harder or easier depending on how well you're doing. So it really challenges you to, it really challenges you to think and understand and comprehend everything a little bit better. Um, but more than that, we follow the VARK principle. So people, kids, anyone learns in typically four different ways: visually, seeing things; listening, auditory wise; reading and writing; um, or kinesthetic, actually doing it. And I honestly believe kinesthetic is the best one because you're actually learning through experience. But each for almost all of those, kinesthetic is mostly our holograms and other kind of activities. But visual, auditory, and reading and writing, we have about 10 different types of digital workbooks and activities that are built into each field trip. Whether it's filling in the blanks, speaking a language. So, for example, for our African Safari one, we have a Swahili one where it's how do you say "ndio," which is yes. And our system, it'll try to understand your pronunciation and see if you're saying that. So it's like a language learner, but it's very bite-sized, right? I mean, we live in this short-form content world, so we don't want to make everything too long. We even think our videos are a little bit too long because just how the world understands things and works. Um, but each field trip has at least 5 of those, and we're planning to come out with more as they make sense. Um, so for classrooms, if you're an e-learning teacher, we have public and private classrooms. So right now our public classrooms are based on country. So you can, go talk to, find a pen pal in Afghanistan. It's very in the news, right? We'll understand and talk to them and see how their life has been, kind of connect beyond the borders and really become a global citizen. Um, or if you're a teacher and you just want to keep it private, then you can have a private virtual classroom where it's just you. You can use a group setting. You can have a forum, so you can have like students say, "Hey, for homework today, just post 3 things that you learned about the ocean today for our ocean field trip," and you can just have it very private, very secluded. Um, and as you can see, we have a video chat, group chat. We have an auto translator in there, so language is a little bit less of a barrier. But most importantly, we are COPA compliant. So if your kid is younger than 13, you're going to have to fill out a virtual permission slip. And we do all the checks. And basically any social feature that we have, you either have to be above or older than 13 years old, or we need a permission, and we just don't let you inside of that. And that's a default, so that's just how we're set up, and it keeps you safe, it keeps us safe. Um, and honestly, if you don't need a virtual classroom, you don't need it. That's fine. We all of our virtual field trip features work just great with that virtual classroom. Um, One of the biggest things that we've noticed is special needs. If you compare to a real field trip, if you're in a hospital, you're not going to be able to go to the zoo. You're not going to be able to go to the aquarium. Sometimes students need a little bit of extra help. They're just a little bit, they've got their quirks, right? Everyone's got their quirks. So we have this awesome accessibility widget that has 5 different modes: epilepsy, visually impaired, cognitive disability, ADHD. This is great, and I didn't actually intend for this to happen, but this is great as a predictor for very young kids that can't explain their problems. So I actually used this on one of my cousins that's 4 or 5 years old, and I just tested the modes, and she really liked the visually impaired mode. What does that mean? She might need glasses, right? That's an early indicator. So it's an early predictor of that. And if you think of it in a different way and say, hey, what if I test for my kid's ADHD? Do you think he's going to like this ADHD friendly mode? Is that an indicator? It's not scientific. Don't take this to the, I mean, you can take it to the doctor and say, I kind of tried this and stuff, but it's not like a proven, stamp that you have ADHD. But you can test for different things. And if you scroll down, I can't on this thing, there's a ton more features to customize everything, from font size to colors, to dark mode, to, there's even a Wikipedia dictionary in there. So if you find words that you don't know, you can search it up real quickly. Everything is gamified, so quests, badges, credits. We call them golden gems. If you complete a field trip, you actually get an awesome big postcard in the mail, kind of like this. It has the QR code right there, and it links to a 4D experience. And as you can see, that was the tiger one. This is the elephant one. They're beautiful, artistically created. They have a message on the back, and kids just love getting mail. It doesn't matter what mail it is; they're just getting something special. And that's included with every field trip, as long as you complete the field trip. We're motivating to do that. We also have a full-fledged e-commerce souvenir store. So we work with countries and vendors from around the world, source products, and actually sell them on Zoptiks as a souvenir gift shop. And everything, if you don't want to buy the postcard or souvenir gift shop, you can save your points up, save your gems up, and buy another field trip. So who is this for, right? And why? So our big customer target markets are parents, homeschoolers, teachers, hospitals, and babysitters, and you, right? Everyone can't. Animals are a universal thing. Exploration is an innately human thing. But for us, we're trying to put this in an educational enrichment way. With COVID, homeschooling in America is probably raised, it's right around 22%. I'm pretty sure I read a statistic where students are going to be homeschooled more, and they're going to be retaining in homeschool. So it's a fantastic homeschool resource. Parents love this as like a virtual babysitter. One of our reviews on Appsumo was actually like, they gave Zoptiks to his kid, and they just didn't bother him, and he could actually get some work done. And teachers love it because it's plug and play lessons, next gen resources that are just affordable compared to our competition. Hospitals, for children's hospitals, I mean, every day in the hospital they're walking through with white coats and blue scrubs all day, and it's kind of a depressing state. So that we can change up your hospital room a little bit and transform it into another world. Get your mind out of that mindset, I guess. And babysitters, it's just extra activity. If it's a rainy day outside, it's easy for you to have it there. But our focus is the user, and most of our users are K-8 students, and of course their guides. So what do we have for you today, right? We actually launched Appsumo, I want to say 2 to 3 months ago, priced at $60, but today the price is $80. The reason being is that every time we release a new field trip, our lifetime membership goes up, but you don't have to pay extra, so you get everything. It's an all access pass, lifetime updates, special events. We're actually partnering with a live event virtual field trip one. So you'll have access to their entire one, and they're coming out with 10 events this coming fall. Extra content, perks, premium support. You'll probably talk to me straight up, and I'll help you whatever you need. You can help guide us, whatever content that you'd like to see, what's working for you, what's not working for you. You are our early adopters, our early investors, and if you don't like it in 2 weeks, that's fine. We can arrange for a refund as well. What do we have today, though? Like today, if you sign up, what do you get? So we have 8 field trips for you. We have the ancient Egypt, we have inside the human body, space explorer, weekend at the farm, savannah, African safari, ancient Rome, dinosaurs in the Jurassic jungle, or ocean explorer. As you can tell, these are not your typical city virtual field trips, right? These are kind of surreal, kind of next gen kind of things that we can really use our technology to show off really well. Each one has the same thing: 10 holograms, immersive VR videos, the whole gambit that I've been talking about the past 15 minutes. And if you'd like, you can go on those individually as well. Where are we going with this, right? I mean, we have virtual field trips today. What's your roadmap? How are you gonna grow this? So our plan is to have 52 virtual field trips by the end of next year. We're planning to release 2 a week, and depending on growth, we can have more. I have about 5 different videos being filmed and produced right now at the moment. So that's the 5 more virtual field trips, as well as a team of freelancers, and our team is working on making holograms and educational material to bring this all together. everything is high quality, right? Some of our competitors, they just sell you a 15-minute video and it's pretty crappy. It's like a slideshow, and they just say that's a virtual field trip. Some of our competitors just say, hey, this is a hologram and this is all we provide with you, provide for you, and that's great. But this, we're only selling this to schools, and this is $1,000 a year. Um, and but we're kind of the best of both worlds. We're catering to both worlds, teachers and parents, and our focus is, you know, kids, students, explorers, and we're nurturing that future explorer in every single kid. We plan to have more specific curriculums, really align it with teachers, so as you know, as teachers come on board, it's easy for them to integrate into their classrooms. We're going to have more travel, culture, and history based field trips, as well as career ones. You know, how do I become an astronaut? How do I become a doctor? Kind of going through that field trip, going to the hospital, kind of like those. But really focused around STEM, right? STEM is a big, you know, career path, and it's very hard to get into, but we can kind of simplify that. And at a very young age, if you're exposed to this kind of technology, holograms, and you're inspired by that, that's that kind of motivation that can, you know, go with you for the rest of your life and fuel you and give you that intrinsic drive to get a maybe an engineering degree that might not have been in the books before. Because that's, you can't really force anyone to become what they don't want. You have to, you just can just drive them and motivate them. And customer feedback, you know, we're going to rely on you guys to tell us what's working, what's not working. We're going to have mobile apps. Everything is actually web based, and we have, it's all a PWA, so it's a progressive web app. So everything works on a web browser. Even our holograms, you just need a phone, whether Android or iOS. The platform is actually built on iPad, or built for iPad. The reason is because this camera right here, and it has a big enough screen for the kids. At least in America, a lot of kids have iPads. It's just the fact of the reality, but it works great on just the desktop as well as a mobile device combination. If you just have a desktop, you can still explore everything on your computer, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But in the long run, we're going to get into STEM courses, and I think the Inside the Human Body experiment was one of the biggest proponents for that. You know, we can literally open up a human, and we kind of do inside of the human body one, and show you, hey, this is a skeletal system, and we can put it in your room right there. And then you can walk around a skeleton, or you can open up the eyeball, you can open up your heart, and we can take that into mechanics. You know, open up a car, how does it work? Open up a hydrogen battery. That's a little bit more complicated, but you know, this is where we're starting today. So what do we have for you today? You know, your first field trip is free for anyone. All you have to do is enter the coupon code Aloha at checkout. You know, we partner with Henry today. Thank you, Henry, so much for having us.
You're welcome.
We have a special 25% off coupon for the lifetime deal on our website, not on Appsumo. And that will give you the deal for $60, give or take, based on tax. And this is an LTD that you can actually use, guys. Especially if you have kids, you know, we're going to be turning out, you have 8 starts, a solid foundation, and every 2 weeks you're going to have a new adventure to go on. And we keep gently nudging you. You know, we'll email you our holograms, we'll email you annual profile. We even have a text newsletter that'll just ping you and send you awesome things, so just to keep you engaged, in a not in like a annoying way, but like in a good way, you know. And you know, first of all, I'd like to see if there's any questions in the chat before I kind of go from there.
I don't see any questions that came in yet.
Okay. Well, I can show you guys a little bit of what our videos look like. So this is one of our videos. Here's Ellie, the explorer, for our Ocean Explorer one. As you can see, she's kind of going on her adventure. The 360 VR videos, they work on desktop, but if you need the full experience, you do need a headset for it. But as you can see here, you can kind of control it with your mouse and move around. and I think we've got a crab right there, so you can get really close. Um, and the examples of our holograms, right? So each one is kind of very carefully curated with funny gifs, some videos. Each one has it's interactive inside the desktop as well. If you scan this code with any QR code scanner, let me zoom in if you guys want to try it. Um, that will actually take you directly to the hologram, and it's easy breezy from there. You just have to like scan your room, and it'll take you from there. Um, this is what one of our slideshow looks like. As you can see, it's integrated with the Google Slides because teachers love Google, and it's kind of plug and play. It's pretty much your bread and butter slideshow, but it works with Google. And some of our games, this is the word search, just to freshen up the mood a little bit, have a little bit of fun. Our Google Earth voyages are all guided and toured, so I think it's a little bit slow because of this. But we have basically a tour guide here, and it's like a scavenger hunt. And don't be afraid to get lost and kind of explore your own. A lot of kids do that. That's the gist of it. We have an Explorer Center if you want to try more holograms. And this is the lifetime membership. Um, yeah, that's about it, I would say.
Yeah,
um,
I think it's more like, how to say, you the because right now, because of COVID, right, a lot of us can't go out, right, or a lot of places they are very restricted. For example, in Singapore, anywhere we go, anywhere that is an enclosed area, they would only allow a certain number of people based on the size of that area, right? So what happens is, like, I think like 2 weeks back, me and my wife brought my son to, I can't remember where it is, but there was a children's park in there, and it's the botanical gardens here in Singapore, and they have
mhm.
like some children garden uh area, and it was blocked off, and I mean, I spoke to the attendant, and they said we got to wait about 3 hours before we can get in.
Right,
So
because it's all packed and everything.
yeah, and because there's so many people that are waiting just to get in, so it's just pretty difficult right now for you to like have a good experience with your kids. And I think Zoptics brings that to your home, right?
Mhm.
With that convenience. You can just access it through your tablet, and you can have an experience that is really close to what is like real in front of you physically. And I think that's a very good experience. And not just that, right? For example, we can actually look at the hologram, um the AR kind of hologram in front of us, and we can spin it around, we can turn it and look at like, for example, you're showing the eyeball one, we can actually see that right in front of us. I think that's a very good learning experience. And I think if you guys also have any VR equipments with you, maybe like Oculus or something like that, I think that's also it's workable with compatible with Zoptics, right? And because I tried the Jurassic virtual tour, right? So you can actually see like 360 what's going on, like the dinosaurs running around and stuff like that. It's a very interesting experience. These are the kind of things that you pay like a lot of money, right, for all these experiences when you go to these theme parks, and it is actually brought to you in the comfort of your own home right now. And I think, like, there's always something interesting to learn for your kids. right? I think it's a good weekend. Like if there's nothing to do over the weekends, I think Zoptics is great for your kids to learn something and have fun at the same time. Yeah,
Absolutely, and even like as a family activity, do it together, right?
yeah,
All those pictures that we took and videos, it's not a one person thing. They need to have two people to take the video.
yeah,
But what you come out of it with is an awesome photo shoot, and photos are great, and you can just keep them forever, and it's kind of like a fun thing that you can have. So the question I'm saying is, hey, do you want to send your kid back with memories of staying stuck at home all this summer? COVID this, COVID that, Zoom school, or do you want to like send them back with a little bit of memory of, hey, I tried out a 4D dinosaur. Hey, I opened up an eyeball. I talked to a shark or something. It is still taking it a little bit differently.
yeah.
And yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
thank
and,
you
and
so much
because right
for
now
having
it's 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 currently on lifetime deal, right? So it
it.
becomes really affordable for a lot of us, right? Because I think like when you go to these theme parks that's out there and you pay them a lot of money for that one time experience, and it's not even just like one time experience, but it's that one right itself. You know what I mean? But with Zoptics, you can keep playing it over and over again, and with that hologram, you can take photos together with your kids, and
On your own time. There's no
yeah,
time
and
limit.
and and and, and it's not just like your kids friends are gonna be envious, but um your parents, like yourself and your friends who are parents, they're gonna be really envious of you as well. That, oh, what is this? They'll get really curious and, oh, what is this like? How come you're able to have so much fun with your kid even though it's like on
Mhm.
the you're stuck at home,
and
right?
and we're new, but we're not brand new, guys. The reason that we're running our own LTD is I know you guys are all these guys are sumolings and you love Appsumo, but you guys aren't teachers and educators, right? The majority of sumolings aren't our target market, which is why we ran our own LTD on our website. And we market directly to teachers, and they love this. We have thousands of users on board. We have backers from AWS. We have more and more people coming on board, and we just want you to have be part of the fun. Really, it's really fun. um and uh almost 90% of the people that try Zoptics, um they're just leave a little bit satisfied, and they're happy with it, because it's this crazy thing that you don't really get to experience. And the reason why we're even doing a lifetime deal is any other company, right? We need the initial funds to grow bigger, better. And we're going to have 52 field trips down the road, but as a lifetime deal, you're only technically paying for the eight, or six technically with the coupon upfront now, and then you just reap the benefits later down the road. Um, but yeah, I mean that.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
so much
I
for your
yeah,
insights and
and
everything.
because Hari and his team of educators, right? They are still working on new trips. They are adding new trips. I think you're saying like every 2 weeks. There's always like something new that you guys are adding in.
Yep. The next month or so, we're really trying to refine the platform, get it really good, get these eight field trips solid, and start selling to schools because of the school year starting. But we're going to be releasing one field trip every 2 weeks. Our next one's probably going to be like ancient India or interesting insects. So we'll have little cockroaches on your desk, or we might have the Taj Mahal or something. And our field trips are not going to be boring. As you can tell, they're very high quality field trips, and we try to put a lot of effort into making them really good because you want to get what you paid for. You don't want something very just shadily done because you can find that on YouTube for free, and you can just watch an ad with it as well. Oh, we don't have any ads as well, by the way, so no ads throughout our platform.
Yeah.
um
Yeah, so like every 2 weeks, there's always like if you completed all the activities that's on Zoptics right now, every 2 weeks you still have something new for your kids to experience, right? And you know how kids are like when they go through one of the field trips and they really love it, they just want to keep playing it over and over again. That's how they are like, and I'm sure whatever you're paying for it, it's $80 right now. But if you make use of the code that Hari has shared, which is also in the video description or the Facebook post description, if you use that code, it's 25% off, which means you can actually get it at $60. If you get it from Appsumo right now, it's because their price has actually went up. But I spoke to Hari and said we got to do something for you guys, and so this special discount is only available for their own LTD on their website. Okay. How long will it last? Could you share with us
We're
as
probably
well?
going to do it for a week, so right around September 1st, give or take. We'll probably close down the coupon and
Yeah.
work from there.
Yep. So like it's gonna last till the end of 1st of September, right?
Hmm.
Yep. Right. So if you guys want have kids, I mean like one of you just said, right, kids are going to love this, and I definitely agree with you. Right. It's just an amazing experience, and I think that Hari, you should like try and contact some of
The mommy
the
groups.
the agents.
You you cut off
Not
there.
just the
Could you say
mommy groups,
something?
but you guys yeah, I meant that you should even contact some of the museums here in Singapore as well, because I
Hmm.
think they would love to create this kind of stuff as well. For example, like the history of Singapore, stuff like
Hmm.
that.
I forgot to even mention that entire side, right?
Yeah.
So I actually founded Zoptiks in 2017. So we're not a new company. The original concept was a zoo map app, and we actually sell enterprise zoo software to zoos around the world. The So that was our actual main business, enterprise zoo software, working with animals and everything. And then I actually saw a loss in revenue because of COVID, because everything shut down. And I was talking to the Philadelphia Zoo, and they're like, "We lost $2 million in field trip revenue. We don't know, we don't even need your Zoom app, you know." So I was like, "Can I make you a virtual field trip?" And that's how we actually did it. That's how it all started. We made them like a virtual field trip, very bare bones, nothing like this really, but it did have the holograms, the basics of it. And they went and used their brand and sold it, and that's how we knew that this is actually a viable business.
You know
Um,
like Harry, like because I really like to there's some YouTube channels, right, that I subscribe to. I'm
mhm,
really into like history and stuff like that, and I watch a lot of some of these like history channels on YouTube, and
mhm.
like I think like you can even create like field trips that is like you yourself being like
But
in
going to the museum
ancient
and
ancient Greece, like
mhm.
you or the ancient Aztec civilization. How is it going to be like? I think that's like or ancient Egypt. It's like you being
Absolutely. I'm actually going to be making lots of TikToks. So our marketing is just me like talking about, ancient Egypt and having little mini lessons. And but I absolutely agree with you. And we're actually reaching out to museums, zoos, aquariums, because I come from that world, and partnering with them, verified organizations that have experience in actually making field trips. This is where people go for real field trips, and having them make a virtual field trip on our platform. Our platform is
yeah.
actually a marketplace, so we're eventually we're gonna have, you know Dubai Aquarium or do the Dubai Zoo do the Dubai Desert, the Arabian Desert, and they're going to sponsor it. They're going to provide content, and it's going to be a partnership. But for you guys, the LTD users, you don't have to pay extra for that. That's all part of the thing. So you get all our field trips. Someone just said pyramids. I'm talking to someone in Egypt. Unfortunately, it didn't go through, and we actually just made our ancient Egypt one ourselves. But we do have a photographer in Egypt that it has taken 360 footage for us of the real pyramids and everything. So even Singapore, right? we have city walkers and people that are
Yeah.
exploring cities right now and providing us and feeding us footage. So
Oh,
we
well,
have
there is.
a lot of
Awesome.
things.
Yeah, I
And
mean, imagine you like you're able to visit like the ancient tomb of some Chinese emperor with all the terracotta warriors and stuff like that. I
yeah,
think they're brilliant
we
ideas.
have that actually. That's in the works. We have the Great Wall of China. We have the holograms all made up.
Wow.
We have videos coming up.
Yeah.
That's honestly probably going to be ready by the end of this year, alongside the ancient India one.
I mean, it's not
Um,
not just that. I just thought of an idea. So it's like,
yeah,
imagine you are on like the International Space Station, right? Like you can have, and you're just on the International Space Station, and you're exploring around, looking at Earth from the International Space Station. I think like there's so much things that you could do with Zoptiks. Like there is like an endless amount of ideas and new field trips ideas. They can keep adding in and adding in and adding
yep. And all of these, they actually align with careers. If your kid likes the space explorer one, they're going to be they maybe they'll be an astronaut. That's an awesome thing, right? If they like the inside the human body, maybe they'll be a doctor. And Henry, absolutely, like you're pinging off so many awesome ideas right now. And I think someone just said you should tie up with some travel bloggers. That's exactly what we're doing. so
in.
the the footage I mentioned about the city walkers and stuff, they're actually locals in the city. They do tour guides. Sometimes they are tour guides, and they go take footage, and we license that from them and produce it from that. Um, but um, if you are a travel blogger, someone in the chat, if you are in the group and you know someone that wants to work with us, we're totally open for it, right? Because we have so many ideas, as Andrew mentioned, that we can just expand upon and create upon, and we're totally open to making it like a collaborative thing. And you can sell this, and we do compensate everyone very fairly, as well, our partners and everyone. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a mutual business venture, I would say.
So
Um,
you maybe you could share a little bit about that, right? So because you have
yeah,
an affiliate program that's currently on your site. How about,
yep.
let's say if someone were to like connect you with maybe a museum, something like that. Is there a sort of a partner program that you have for that as well?
Yes. So let me start with the affiliate program, and we can go into the more enterprisey side. Um, So right now, our affiliates, you do have to sign up. We do ask some very basic information: name, email, social media, how you're going to promote us, and we pay about 20 to 30% on every sale. So whatever you make after coupons and everything, you get 20 to 30%. Depending on 30% is really for our partners, our zoos, our people that are big partners that are selling this with us. 20% is mostly for our entry level affiliates. But everyone knows a parent, everyone knows a teacher. You probably grew up with teachers, right? Your friends are probably teachers. So it's an easy way and it's an easy sell typically, to market this. And it's very new, augmented reality, virtual reality. It's very buzzwordy, but it's affordable in that price point, especially the lifetime deal. Now, if go on to the enterprise side, so we haven't had many kind of affiliates on the enterprise side linking us with people. Mostly it's been our existing client base of zoos that I've spent years networking and trying to sell through and going to conferences with, which is why a lot of our field trips are animal based, after safari, oceans and stuff. But we're always open to working. I'm up probably 18 hours a day working on this and talking to people from all over the world. So I will hop on a call. We can arrange some sort of finder's fee depending on if the sale goes through. We can work. We can put you in the contract. I'm sure you probably have some skills, business, or something that we can work into. And I just like to remain flexible, right? And you never know what kind of gold or partnership comes in. I think Henry, how we met is I've joined your Facebook group. I think I joined another Facebook group along with this, and I was just like, wow, this Henry actually tells me how to use my LTD. So I spend sometimes like $1,000 a month on continuously because I'm also a little bit of an LTD addict. Um, but like, you'll find QueryBot, that's our chatbot, right? Like Frogit, that's our support center. I've over the past 2 to 3 years, I've actually put money into all these LTDs, and I actually use 80% of them, like effectively. Pabbly, I know Pabbly's huge. Pabbly does our enterprise billing. Pabbly connects all of our webhooks and all those things. Um, even Restream is provided generously by Henry, but
Yeah.
we all of our kind of little bitty tools. Plutio does our our contract signatures. So I understand where you guys are coming from. I know you guys want a great deal, and that's why I'm here. Because I've enjoyed the great deals. But you guys are also some of the best feedback. You give raw, unfiltered feedback. If you don't like something, you'll be vocal about it, and that's what we want to hear. That there's no way else to get better. If I don't hear what's going wrong, then I can't get better about it. I can't fix it, right? And sometimes our teachers are like that. They'll just be like, okay, and then they'll just like leave it alone, But we don't want that. We want you to tell us what's wrong, whether it's good or bad. And that's how I run this business. That's how I'm planning to grow it, and I like that you guys hear that as well. Um, um, but yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Henry, for reaching out, helping us organize this. I'm glad to be part of the group and bring this to you guys.
Yeah, I just would say that I think Zoptics is like a must have LTD in your arsenal as a parent, right? I because it's always it's always going to be captivating to your kids. There's always something for them. Like on a weekend you have nothing to do, you and you're stuck at home, and you don't want your kids to be running around, opening up your dresses, pulling out the stuff, you know, and just having Zoptics in there as one of your parenting tool, right? Because
For real
you
though.
spend time with them, because you got because it's always it's not a one person activity, right? You can't just put your kid there, go play with Zoptics and that's it. You got to be there as well. At the same time, you see your kids learning a lot of new stuff, and I think it helps to keep them curious, and I think it's just a wonderful experience for a parent, right? And other than that, just would like to say that thanks Hari for being here today, as well as offering us a wonderful deal, right? Because you guys can actually get Zoptics right now at 25% off the lifetime deal already, right? So which is on their website, is going for $80, but you get 25% off, so that makes it $60. So you can make use of the code that's on the video description right now. So if any of you parents who are on the stream right now and you are keen to get Zoptics, go ahead, click on the link that's in the description, and you can make a purchase of Zoptics, and, as a support for Hari for creating this brilliant idea for all of us parents, right? Uh, I'm quite thankful for that, because I can, with Zoptics, I can feel like the next 10 years of my life is going to be a little bit easier with my kids. Yeah.
Absolutely. And even more than that, I'm still going to be an active member of the group. So the next week or so, I'll be here to answer your questions. I think we might post a little bit, few more videos just to show you guys what we have. But feel free to reach out. I'm not like a ghost, I'm going to be here probably for the rest of this company. So this is not kind of your pump and dump company like LTD. Some of them are. This is a
Yeah.
viable
because
thing that's
because
going to
Hari
sustain
has
us.
been doing this for the past 4 years, right? Working on Zoptics, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. So, any last words from you, Hari, before we end off the stream? I think it has been really
No,
insightful.
I think that was actually my last bit. I just mentioned, just I'm going to stick around. I look forward to seeing what you guys like and what you don't like.
Yeah,
If you
I
want to
forgot
try it.
to ask one thing as well, before we end
Mhm.
off, is that is there a refund period for the LTD that's on your website as well?
Yep. So I mean, we have a bread and butter 14-day refund, but I know you guys are Sumolings, and we'll match the Sumo link 60-day refund period. You just have to reach out to us, and I'll probably answer back, and I'll probably ask why. But aside from that, but
Yeah,
just for feedback.
yeah.
Aside from that, we should be good to go. Um, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zoptiks is very interesting, and we don't really see something like that, an app like that, that's on lifetime deal, right? And I don't see any reason why, if you are a parent, you would refund this at all, right? But just to let anyone know, because I do know what we can share with you right now, because we are just streaming. It's just a screen, right? We can't show you that 3D experience. We can't show you that AR experience. We can only show you some clips, but that's not going to give you that entire. Yep. So Hari has something
Maybe
to
I'll
share
show
with us.
you.
Let
Oh,
me
I
just.
did.
Yep. Go ahead.
So this is an iPad, right? And this is a Triceratops. And as you can see, oh, I'm so bad at this. There's a little button here that'll take you there. Oh, okay. Let me just press it. Okay. So as you can see, it's loading here, and then you can just beam it, and then it comes out life size. So as you can see in my room, it's literally projected over there, but it's literally a giant Triceratops that's like roaring in my face. And it's very hard to see because it's on this, but you know, each membership is can be logged into 3 different devices at the same time.
Oh,
So
okay,
teachers
okay.
like it teachers like it so they can create little stations on each of their iPads. Parents like it so your mom's phone, your dad's phone, and the kid's iPad. You can have 3 different users, and I'm not going to limit you on sharing, right? If you have 2 kids, they can use one account. The only thing is, all each profile is very personalized. With gamification, with points, with statistics, with quizzes, and everything. So with sharing, that might be an issue, but you can still use the content. The more kids that use this is the better for me, and for you guys as well. So 3 devices per person, and I know that was a very shady demo that I tried to give you guys, but I'm sure if you can try it, and even
Yeah.
on our website we have
Because the
holograms.
reason why I'm asking about a refund is because we can't really experience the full experience of Zoptics through the stream right here. But so what I would suggest that any of you parents who are actually watching this right now, to go and you can purchase a Zoptics, try it out, and if it's not what you want, which I do highly doubt so, then you can always reach out to Hari and get a refund from him, right? Because they are going to match the refund period of Appsumo, so it's 60 days that you can test it out. I think that's more than enough time to even maybe even go through all the field trips, right? Right. So is there anything else from you, Hari? I think otherwise, I think this has been
No, I
really
think it was
insightful
really
for us.
productive. I think we covered a lot, and I hope the audience thinks so as well. But we'll definitely follow up on the Facebook group and go from there. Thank you, guys.
Yep. So any of you who are watching this as a later as a recording, uh and you have questions, you can still feel free to comment, because Hari will still be in the will be he's part of our community, in fact. So he will be in here. He will try his best to answer your questions, any queries that you have, right? Otherwise, thank you, Hari, for sharing with us. And I
Thank
look
you.
forward to having more field trips. In fact, I would love to try some of the history-based field trips as well.
Yeah,
When you,
absolutely.
yeah, yep. And I think that's all I have. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Hope you have
Bye.
enjoyed this. Bye bye.